Hi everyone, this is Tony Genacora from Boston, Massachusetts here at my studio core, and today I want to talk about the hip flexor stretch. So this is an area that a lot of people stretch. They often feel stiff or short or otherwise tight in this area of the body, the front side of their thigh. And it's not uncommon for people to point to a very specific area right in the front of the hip. They'll say, I feel really tight here. And as a coach, I'll often ask, like, what have you been doing to solve the issue? And a lot of times they'll say something absurd like, I've been stretching it for 5 years. And to me, I'm just like, what are you doing? So it's not so much that it's wrong what they're doing, but I think it's probably poor execution of the stretch itself. So to steal a train of thought from my good friend Mike Reinold, if you stretch somebody in misalignment, you're going to create more of an instability. And likewise, if you strengthen somebody in misalignment, you're also going to create more of an imbalance. So when I ask somebody to show me their hip flexor stretch, what I'll often see is something to the effect of this. So they'll think more range of motion is better, and they'll execute something like this. Now, this is not a hip flexor stretch. What they're really stretching is their lower back, and they're really plowing through the anterior capsule of their hips. So in this position, that femoral head is being jammed forward. So it's no wonder that they always feel tight there, because they're unstable. They've been stretching it poorly for years and years and years. So the fix is this. You're going to get somebody in a half-kneeling position, dig their toes in, and you're going to get them to get underneath their pelvis. So you want them to think belt buckle the chin so they get a little bit more of a posterior tilt. So they don't have to go all this way, but a lot of times they're going to be anteriorly tilted. So I just want them to get a slight posterior tilt. And what they're going to do is they're going to just make sure their abs are on. They're going to squeeze this glute, and then they're going to come forward maybe an inch or two. And I call it the eyeball moment, where they're going to feel that stretch in the front of their thigh. And there's not a lot of range of motion at all. So what I did there is I got them in a better position. I got them in alignment, so now they're actually getting a nice stretch in that hip flexor. So again, getting people in the better positions as far as their pelvic alignment is going to make it so the stretch is more effective. So just keep that in mind the next time someone asks you why their hips are always tight and they're doing their hip flexor stretch. Just see if they're doing it correctly and make the fix there.